If a woman doesn't want you, she'll do these 5 things. Modern Stoic. You can't make someone love you. You can only be someone who can be loved. The rest is up to them. And Srenia David Foster Wallace. Let's face it, men. If a woman isn't into you, she's not going to tell you directly. She won't need to. Instead, she'll start showing it through her actions. And if you're not paying attention, you might find yourself stuck in a cycle of thinking you're just one text away from winning her over. The reality is, that moment has already passed. In today's video, we're breaking down the 5 key things a woman will do when she's not interested. Now, I get it. This might sting a little. But here's the truth. Men need to hear this. Too often, guys waste time chasing women who've already made their decision. They don't say it outright, but their actions speak loud and clear. So here's the thing most men don't realize. Women rarely reject you with words. More often than not, they do it with their behavior, through silence, mixed signals, or sometimes no signals at all. But too many guys refuse to see it for what it is. They keep holding on, convinced that if they just wait a little longer, she'll come around. Let me be clear, she won't. If you've ever felt that sudden emotional distance, received dry replies, or gotten the sense that you're a burden just by existing around her, you've already felt it. And if you didn't step back, you probably kept pushing. That's the trap. But here's the good news. Once you recognize these 5 signs, you'll know exactly when to walk away and save your time, energy, and emotional health. This isn't about bitterness. It's about respect, self-respect. So if you've ever felt confused or unsure where you stand with a woman, keep watching. This will save you a lot of time and unnecessary pain. Let's dive in and uncover what you need to know. 1. She gets annoyed over nothing. If a woman isn't interested in you anymore, one of the clearest signs will be her getting annoyed over the smallest things. It's as if no matter what you do, it always seems wrong. Every word you say, every action you take, feels like it sets her off. This is one of the most frustrating experiences you can have, but it's also a powerful red flag that her feelings have changed. In a healthy relationship, disagreements are usually about meaningful matters, but when she's no longer emotionally invested, everything becomes an issue. You might crack a harmless joke, but she takes it the wrong way. You might ask a simple question, and she snaps back at you. You could mention something completely casual, and suddenly it becomes a big deal, and it often feels like this irritation comes from nowhere. You didn't do anything significant to deserve her frustration, but there it is. She's upset over something trivial. This constant annoyance is not just a random occurrence. It's a reflection of deeper emotional disengagement. When a woman is truly invested in you and the relationship, she won't be upset by the little things. She won't blow things out of proportion over minor details. But when her feelings have shifted, she'll find every excuse to express her frustration, even over the smallest of matters. And as much as you might blame yourself, thinking you're the one causing the problems, it's important to realize it's not you, it's her. She's emotionally checked out, and you're merely the easiest target for her frustration. You might find yourself second-guessing every move, trying to tiptoe around her, hoping you won't provoke another outburst. But you shouldn't have to feel like you're walking on eggshells in your own relationship. Relationships are built on mutual respect and effort. If she's constantly irritated, it's clear that the respect is no longer there. It's time to step back and see the bigger picture. This behavior is a reflection of deeper issues, most likely her lack of emotional investment. It's crucial to recognize when things have changed. You don't need to waste time trying to please someone who's already emotionally checked out. You deserve someone who values you and sees the good in you, someone who doesn't get upset over trivial matters. As the famous quote from Maya Angelou reminds us, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't ignore the signs when they start showing you that their heart is no longer in it. Now is the time to take action, respect your own worth, and stop trying to chase someone who isn't emotionally available. And if you agree with this, drop a comment right now. I am the man who holds the power. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remind yourself daily, silence isn't distance, it's discipline. 2. Her texts feel cold and robotic. When a woman's interest in you fades, one of the first places you'll notice a change is in her texts. Initially, her messages are warm, engaging, and filled with curiosity, signaling that she's genuinely interested in connecting. However, as her feelings shift, so does her communication, and it becomes increasingly evident in the cold, robotic tone of her texts. In the early stages of attraction, her responses are often thoughtful and playful, sometimes even filled with emojis or little personal touches that make you feel seen and valued. But once her emotions start to wane, those texts lose their warmth. Instead of feeling like a conversation, it starts to feel like you're pulling information out of her, like she's texting out of obligation rather than interest. It's not just the content of what she says, but the lack of effort behind it. Instead of asking how your day went or giving thoughtful responses, she offers short, clipped replies, often devoid of any emotion or enthusiasm. This is where many men misinterpret the situation. You might find yourself rationalizing her behavior, thinking that she's simply tired, busy, or not great at texting. While those are valid considerations, they don't account for the subtle but important shift in tone that accompanies emotional withdrawal. When a woman truly likes you, even if she's busy, she'll make an effort to keep the conversation going. Even if it's a simple, "I can't talk right now, but thinking of you." But when she's lost interest, you'll feel the void. Her responses become sparse, her tone distant, and her energy becomes minimal. Moreover, one of the most telling signs that she no longer cares is the lack of curiosity about your life. Early on, she'll ask questions, remember things you've shared, and show interest in the details of your day-to-day life. But when her feelings change, those questions stop coming. You might share a funny anecdote or mention something important, but she doesn't follow up. The flow of conversation that once felt easy and natural now feels like a one-way street, where you're the only one making an effort to keep things alive. This is the critical point, when you need to recognize that it's not poor communication, it's a clear indication of disinterest. If she's emotionally done, the effort just isn't there anymore. And while this might be a hard truth to accept, it's also liberating because it frees you from the confusion of trying to decipher mixed signals. In real life, relationships are built on mutual effort, respect, and understanding. So when her effort dries up, it's a signal for you to step back and evaluate where things really stand. You don't need to keep forcing something that isn't reciprocated. Instead, use this knowledge to recognize when it's time to let go, allowing both of you the space to move on and open the door to more meaningful connections. Recognizing these signs early on can save you time and emotional energy, helping you focus on what truly matters, being with someone who reciprocates your efforts. Trust your instincts and don't waste your time chasing a one-sided connection. Instead, focus on building relationships where effort flows both ways, creating a dynamic of respect, interest, and shared emotional investment. Ultimately, the way a woman communicates is a reflection of her feelings towards you. If those texts have turned cold, it's not a sign of bad communication, it's a sign that it's time to move on. If you found this helpful, like, comment below, and share with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Comment, "I deserve mutual respect in my relationships." 3. She entertains other men openly. When a woman doesn't want you, her behavior with other men says it all. If she's constantly seeking attention, flirting, texting, or openly posting about it, it's a clear red flag. A woman who values you won't be out there looking for validation from others. If she's spending time with other men, joking around or letting them take her out, she's emotionally checked out from you. If she's always talking about meeting up with other guys or texting someone new, it's clear her focus isn't on you. When she's genuinely interested, her energy should be directed toward you. Don't compete for her attention. When she's dividing her time with others, you're just an option. You deserve someone who values you, not someone who entertains others. Choose yourself. If she isn't prioritizing you, it's time to move on. You deserve better. If this resonates with you, like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I am worthy of someone who chooses me. 4. She stops making time for you. When a woman stops making time for you, it's one of the clearest signals that her interest has faded. It may seem like a simple thing, but it's incredibly telling. When a woman is truly invested in you, she will prioritize time with you, regardless of her busy schedule. She'll find ways to stay connected and make sure you know you matter. But when the interest is gone, you'll notice a noticeable shift. The texts slow down, calls become less frequent, and plans begin to fall through. What was once a priority for her now feels like an afterthought. Her replies go from immediate to delayed, and her excuses for not meeting up start piling up. Work, friends, family, other obligations. She won't make an effort to see you. And when she does, it's far less consistent. Here's the truth we often overlook. People make time for what matters to them. When someone stops making time for you, it's not because they're busier than before. It's because their priority has shifted. A woman who is interested will find a way to keep the connection alive, even if just for a brief check-in. She'll ask about your day or send a message when she can. But when that energy disappears, it's a sign that she's emotionally checked out. Many men fall into the trap of thinking that more effort will win her back. They try to be more available, more understanding, or more generous in hopes of regaining her attention. But this only drives her further away. Why? Because chasing someone who is emotionally distant only makes you appear desperate, and desperation is never attractive. It pushes the person you want to be closer to even further out of reach. Let's say you used to see her every weekend. Then suddenly she's just too busy. You miss one weekend, then two, and before you know it, it's been months with no attempt at rescheduling. When you bring it up, she gives you a vague response like, hopefully soon, leaving you with no concrete plans. This isn't a sign of someone who is just busy. This is avoidance, her way of not confronting you directly, but hoping you'll pick up on the signal. A woman who values your presence doesn't hesitate to make time for you. She'll show up and make an effort to connect. The key here is to pay attention to the space she creates. It's not a matter of her being rude, it's about her silently moving on. She's hoping you'll see the writing on the wall and understand that her feelings have changed. When a woman is emotionally invested, her actions will reflect that with consistency. But when her interest has waned, her distance will speak louder than any words. As difficult as it may be to accept, when she stops making time for you, it's already a sign that she's emotionally detached. And instead of desperately clinging to something that no longer exists, it's crucial to recognize the signs early and take a step back. Respect her space, and more importantly, respect your own worth. A relationship built on mutual effort, care, and consistency will never be one-sided. Keep your head high and understand that someone who truly values you will never make you chase after them. Let this be a lesson in the importance of self-respect and emotional clarity. In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take. Lewis Carroll. 5. You always initiate everything. When you find yourself always being the one to initiate every conversation, every plan, every date, it's a clear signal that something is off in your relationship. If you're the one reaching out, taking the lead, and putting in all the effort, you're essentially carrying the relationship on your shoulders. Relationships thrive on mutual effort, and when that effort starts to feel one-sided, it's a glaring sign that her interest is fading. A woman who is truly invested in you won't just sit back and wait for you to make all the moves. She will reach out to you just as often as you reach out to her. She will make plans, check in, and show that she's emotionally invested in building something together. But when the pattern shifts, and you're the only one making moves, it creates a situation where you're left wondering why it always falls on your shoulders. You initiate the text, make the first call, suggest the activities, and without your actions, things go completely quiet. If you stop reaching out, it's like you're left in silence. No, hey, how's it going? Or any attempt to reconnect. This lack of effort from her side tells you one thing: Her energy is elsewhere. Think about the last time you were with her. Did you make the plans? Did you have to confirm the details, down to where, when, and how? Did you have to follow up every step of the way? This scenario probably sounds familiar. You spent the entire week texting and making plans, but when it came time to finalize the details, you were the one still chasing her down to confirm everything. She didn't send a single message to check in or make any attempt to match your energy. That is not a balanced, healthy relationship. True connections require reciprocity. Relationships should not feel like you're the only one chasing after the other person. If you're always the one doing the work, it's a clear sign that your energy isn't being reciprocated. The reality is, if she's truly interested, she will show some level of effort to meet you halfway, even in small, thoughtful ways. If she's not matching your energy, then it's time to reevaluate where things stand. You have to recognize that continually chasing someone who isn't putting in the same level of effort diminishes your self-worth. You deserve someone who values you enough to meet you in the middle, someone who wants to make equal effort in nurturing the connection. So, if you're constantly the one initiating everything, and that energy isn't being reciprocated, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really a partnership? Or are you carrying all the weight alone? It's time to reevaluate whether this relationship is truly a two-way street. Hey there, thanks for watching. Now, here's the truth. If she's showing most of the signs we've discussed, it's time to face reality. She's not the one for you. You can keep making excuses or hoping things will change, but in the end, you're just wasting your time. A woman who truly values you won't treat you like an option. She'll put in the effort, show interest, and want something real. If she's treating you like you're invisible or getting annoyed over nothing, that's not love. It's a game. And men, it's time to stop playing. I know it's tough. I've been there myself, thinking if I just tried harder, things would turn around. But trust me on this. The more you chase someone who's emotionally checked out, the more you lose sight of your own worth. You deserve someone who sees you, values you, and wants you just as much as you want them. So, here's my advice. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Recognize when it's time to move on and make room for a relationship that is truly reciprocal. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these signs? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts or personal experiences. Let's talk about it and let's connect. I'll be reading through the comments because I want to help you navigate this journey. Don't accept disrespect. Let's make sure you get the respect you deserve in relationships. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.